Greetings. Here we've got my Erbauer half sheet sander, and as you can see it's not very happy. I'm not going to run it any more than that because I don't want to burn the motor out. But this is not yet ready for the bin. If you've got one of these things or any similar sort of sander, it's well worth having a quick crack and doing what I'm about to do now to see if you can fix it. Now, I'm not going to need any particularly specialist tools for this, just a posi drive number 1 screwdriver and some oil. I'm using 3-in-1 in the proper metal can. So let's take a look at what's gone wrong. Just release the sandpaper and the sheet of tape I've got underneath, because this one, it seems to be slightly concave, so it doesn't sand very well in the middle unless you bulk it up in the middle with some tape. So I've done that. Anyway, I've got a whole bunch of screws here, so let's get rid of these. That's 10 screws out, and the bottom plate can now come off. And what we've got here then is this piece, which is, as you can see, is quite stiff, and there's a bearing just underneath, so we need access to that bearing. So to do that, we need to take out this central bolt here, and washers. And this may or may not come out, it doesn't matter, because the next step is to remove these 4 and the bottom plate will now come straight off the motor. And you can see the motor does actually spin quite freely. This is where the problem lies. That should spin freely, and it doesn't want to. And just prove the motor before going any further. We're plugging it in. Perfectly safe. There we go, the motor's perfectly fine on that. So the next step now is I'm just going to push this out, and this piece should turn. And the easiest tool to turn it with is a finger, whichever finger will fit. And you can see that is a little bit of play in it. You can hear that, but not much. Let's just drop those out the way. So let's give it a little dose of oil. So what I suspect has happened is it's run for so long, I've been using it for an extended period on a sanding job non-stop, and it's just ground to a halt. So we'll let that oil work its way in. I'm feeling this sort of wiggling, and it's starting to free up. It's still not spinning fully yet, but in this narrow travel it's moving freely, so it's better, and it's starting to work looser. And that's more like it. So let's put it back together. In this instance, that can go either way around, and it mounts with these star points on these, which are, they allow it to be mounted in place but still vibrate around. So I'll go on with these. This only goes on one way around. In this case, it's got a flat spot on it, so it lines up and drops in. It doesn't spin completely freely because it's actually, as you can see, it's actually vibrating the plate. Anyway, on goes the plate. The plate is sealed against dust ingress, so it shouldn't be dust getting into there. It should be just a case of the bearing just seizing up, really. That's what the problem was. So that can now go on there, and the 10 screws go back in. All done, plugged in. And we're back in business. Hope someone finds that useful. Also useful if you see one of these chucked out in a skip or something like that. It's worth grabbing it because it might be a very cheap and easy fix. Thanks for watching.